hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on the way in. Obviously, as I said, I'll be here for Brazil's games. This is the first OnlyFacts Sports live stream for the World Cup. So let's hope this goes well. Let's see how it goes. Just watching Scotland, they just lost to Morocco. To be honest with you, I'm not really surprised by that. If you were to ask me what the score would have been on before the game, I watched Morocco in the first game against Brazil. I watched Scotland in their first game against Haiti. Both teams look like they're probably going to struggle for goals. I think Scotland looked quite. They were lacking quality in both games in terms of the final third, and we saw Morocco lack so much quality against Brazil. I mean, they in the final third in terms of converting the chances. I think the biggest thing and the most alarming thing I've seen in this World Cup is the teams at the top just have that bit of magic. So even if the game's close, so you think about the France game against Senegal, or you think about the Brazil game, or you think about the Croatia game versus England, or other than the Spain game, even Germany versus Curacao, like there were times when both teams were competitive, but it's just the additional quality that the other smaller teams don't have. Shout out to F Texer, shout out to AT, shout out to Ahmad. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, Thoughts on the lineup? Let's see the lineup. Let's see the lineup. I actually haven't seen it. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Haiti just don't stand a chance. But let's have a look at the lineup. So he's gone Cunha, Rafinha, Vinny Jr., Puqueta, Guimaraes, Casemiro. He's gone Danilo, Marquinhos, Gabriel, and Santos. Now, the defense will probably stay the same throughout the entire tournament unless one of these defenders get injured. Maybe Bremer might come into defense. Obviously, Alexandro might come into the defense, but all in all, I don't think that defense is going to change. He's going to play around a lot with the attacking options. It currently has Rafinha and Cunha playing up front, but I can easily see a situation where Rafinha goes out wide left, wide right, and Vinny plays wide left. Cunha plays up front. But he's gonna keep playing around with that attack. And to be honest with you, as long as Thiago isn't playing, any combination of attack will be pretty good. If he goes Vinny, Rafinha, Cunha, that's probably the best option that he's got. I mean, I don't. Even if he brings in Martinelli or if he plays Endrick up front, as long as he doesn't play Igor Thiago, then he should be fine. But the midfield is where they're going to struggle. That midfield is aging. You know, obviously, I want to see them play my United's new boy in midfield, but it ain't going to happen. Guimaraes and Casemiro is going to pretty much play every game. And yeah, in this game, it's going to be calm, but in the games against top teams, they're going to struggle, isn't it? No Endrick is man games. It shouldn't still it should not matter. I don't know. I like Cunha. I like Cunha. I've always said if I was uh Brazil, I think the way they play or the way Ancelotti's trying to play, the closest thing I've seen to fluidity in that team is with Cunha playing up front because he just drops into pockets. I mean, when Neymar comes back or when Neymar's fit or if Neymar can play, then Neymar will just play in the false nine and try and facilitate Vinny and Rafinha. The problem is Rafinha and Vinny both want to play on the same side, but they want to do two completely different things. That Floyd segment on the podcast is mad funny. It's funny you say that because that's probably gonna go out as like a segment. But you might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, um, we are literally maybe at 15 minutes away from kickoff for now. Um, yeah, like 15 minutes away from kickoff. What do you man think of the World Cup so far and the teams and what teams have impressed you? I'll be honest with you, the team that's impressed me the most has been Sweden. Sweden has impressed me a lot. They're the only team who I've seen from the first minute to the last minute. They just look comprehensive. Some people will say Argentina. I think Argentina, a lot of it was the Messi factor. I don't know if Argentina on a whole actually impressed me. Similarly with France, similarly with Germany. Germany had a very poor first half against Curacao, and Curacao man management is terrible. Obviously, I think England's going to win the World Cup, but I actually think England good in the second half. But again, first half, they didn't look that great. How Igor Thiago scammed a World Cup call up is beyond me, bro. The only justification that I have is this guy scores penalties, innit? That's the only justification I have because he's not an Angelotti type striker and he's just not good, blood. Like, technically, my cousin was saying that he's responding to the game 2-3 paces behind the 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 likes of Rafinha and Vinny. Like, the header that he misses is because he doesn't expect Vinny to get past the player and whip the crossing. He's reacting so slow. And it's almost like when the ball's coming to him, he's almost looking surprised. He just doesn't have a good enough football IQ. York and Isak was cooking, bro. They definitely was, blood. They definitely was. Think they're gonna be a hard team to play against because you don't want to play a high line against them, and you don't want to play possession-based football against them, but they just relinquish possession. So it's going to be so difficult for teams to actually um, attack Sweden with any form of authority, because going in the other direction, they cause defenders nightmares. You think about the pace that they have in transition. Sweden will play to Goikarez's strengths. Um, Isak playing out wide is literally showing us like everything that we thought he could do and the versatility in his game. But and that boy that scored 2 goals in the first game, he looks confident. He took the ball. He's willing to take players on and shoot and attack, but they just attack in transition and they're very, 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 very strong. And you can say, oh, when they play against teams that are pragmatic and put men behind the ball, they will struggle, and that's true. But they ain't gonna play against many teams when they go into their knockout phases. Most teams are gonna dominate possession, which means most teams are gonna struggle to deal with their counter attack. Um, Ahmad says they can't rely on Neymar as he might get injured again when he comes back. Neymar's not a problem. Neymar's not their issue. Their issue is they can't. They don't have a midfield. Neymar plays. The same problem Brazil have against Morocco, they have against every team, because Morocco just ran the ball. Every time they got the ball, they ran it. And I heard Ahmad, you were talking about athleticism, and I've heard many people talk about, oh, England just looked athletic and they were just they were just the better athletic team. That's true, but the problem is, it's very difficult to deal with that athleticism. You got a powerhouse midfield of Bellingham, Rice, and Anderson. That goes up against a Casemiro, Paqueta, and Guimaraes. Who in that midfield's winning the ball back? Who in that midfield's keeping up with that pace and power? Nobody. When I saw Morocco run the ball, and Morocco's actually quite technical, but they ran the ball and went man for man off the ball every single time against Brazil. And any team that goes man for man against Brazil when they don't have possession will cause Brazil so much trouble because their players don't carry the ball forward. So they're constantly looking for the pass. And if you're not physically gifted enough, which none of these midfielders are in this team, then how are you going to progress the ball forward if a team's going man for man on a press? You can't. You can be as press resistant as you want, but no one's running the ball. And every team I've seen in this World Cup, other than maybe Portugal, and Spain, have run the ball in midfield. Which means as soon as they even France has done it, every team's done it. When it like Argentina haven't as well. Argentina didn't do it. When the ball is in the midfield they're running the ball through the middle. Like they're either carrying the ball forward, which most teams are doing, and when they don't have the ball, they're going man for man tight on a press. That Brazilian team can't deal with that. They just can't deal with it. So Neymar ain't gonna help you. Like Neymar just isn't gonna help you with that. And this is when I was talking about Neymar not being better than Rooney. It's purely and simply in scenarios like this. Because you can bring in Neymar, and Neymar will do all the brilliance when they have the ball. But that's when they have the ball in the final third. Brazil wasn't even able to get the ball into the final third that much because the ball wasn't progressing forward because Morocco went man for man. And when they didn't have the ball, that midfield was getting bypassed the whole time. So I don't see. As I want Brazil to win the World Cup. Brazil is the team I support. I've always supported Brazil in World Cups. Other than, I've always been supported Brazil in World Cups, but this World Cup I can't see it still. Can't see it at all. Um, Midfield's just gonna get bypassed. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, I'm gonna keep saying subscribe to the channel because you just need the subscribers up and that. Share the video if you can. Hit the like button to keep us on the algorithm and that. By the way, these World Cup refs are killing it. I don't know how Prem refs are so shit. The World Cup refs are killing it because the World Cup refs aren't buying into the narratives, bro. I'm watching. I say that though. The game, the World Cup ref, the referee against in the France game wasn't that good. France versus Senegal, the referee wasn't that good. But I think that's the only game I've watched where they weren't great. The game that I will just watch before, Scotland versus Morocco, that ref done well. He made the right decision in terms of not awarding the penalty. But nah, I'm not. The Premier League referees just buy into too much narrative, bro. Like they're just constantly looking for headlines. That's the impression that I get. But I could be wrong. OnlyFacts Sports podcast is out at the moment. OnlyFacts Football's out at the moment. You man, go and watch that after you watch this if you haven't watched it already. Um, yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I'm annoyed about is that Jamaica's not in this World Cup, like because we would have got clapped and we would have got slapped against bare teams. Yeah, but I just would have wanted to be over there watching Jamaica. Innit? I can't go over to America and watch it and support another team. Like it's costing big boy money. Now, what I would have done was I would have gone over there supporting Jamaica. But any team Can you man see me now? Let me know if you man can see me. Because I don't know what just happened here still. Nah, bro. I don't know. Man said I got that cricket mobile Wi-Fi. I don't even know what happened, bro. Like, it's not even Wi-Fi. I got bad boy Wi-Fi in this house, bro. It's definitely not Wi-Fi. I don't know, bro. I don't know what happened. Bro, it's probably my laptop. Bro, I've been having this week, I've just been having the worst time with my laptop, bro. Like literally the worst time. Because I've had all the both videos that we've done, I've struggled with the upload still. Yeah, you could be right about England winning the World Cup. Bro, I'm telling you, I feel very, very I think I'm back now. Let me know if you lot can see me now. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I think, and I've said this quite a lot, I think that England, for some reason, always get an easy run to a final. Like, even if you think about it, that even when they lost to Croatia, they could have versed the strong Belgium side on the way up. They could have versed the Brazil team. I mean, France had to play Brazil and Belgium to get to the World Cup that they eventually won. England rarely get a hard run to a final, or even a semi-final. And I think someone like Thomas Tuchel, with his pedigree and his championship mentality and the players that he has, if he gets into a final, bro, he ain't losing it. And I also feel like, and I said this before the game, Tuchel will lose the way Tuchel wants to play. Now, funny enough, Harry Kane said exactly that. I said that he was gonna say that beforehand. I said one thing we know about Tuchel, and I said this before Harry Kane said it. The video is actually out there. I said Tuchel is gonna play his players, so if he loses, it will be on him. He's gonna lose this World Cup based on him. It ain't gonna be based on um oh, maybe England could have done this, or maybe England could have done that. They're gonna play his way, and as long as they play his way, if they lose playing his way, you don't care. And I'm just saying, maybe if they catch France early, they might struggle. France is a team that I think they definitely will struggle with because France do stuff slightly similar to them in terms of rely a lot on athleticism, but they just have additional quality. And they will struggle against maybe a German side. I don't think they struggle against Portugal. Don't think they struggle against Brazil. Don't think they I don't think they struggle against. They may struggle against Spain because of the technical aspects, but if they just play pragmatic against Spain, they could cause Spain problems. Same thing with Argentina, to be honest with you. Stream started. You're back now. We're back now. Sick. What's you man's views on Mayweather situation? Go and watch OnlyFacts Sports, bro. I'm putting the Mayweather video out tomorrow, so you man should be able to see it tomorrow anyway. If you haven't watched OnlyFacts Sports, go and watch OnlyFacts Sports. But if you want to just watch the Mayweather segment, then we're gonna put that out as well. I should have went to this game, but I didn't want to drive back home from Philly. Where are you from? Where are you from in America? I know you're from America, but where? Floyd is going to be doing live streams with Dean real soon. Yeah, no, Floyd's problems are bigger than Dean the Greek still. You know what I'm saying? Like his problems can't be fixed with a Dean the Greek stream. This guy has got multi-million dollar debts, not just he's got multi-million dollar debts. Someone's at my door, 1 second. Yeah, Floyd's got $1 million debts. You can't fix that with Dean the Great stream still. England ain't winning shit. They were terrible against Croatia. He is doing Arteta ting corner and pen. Um, you're talking crap, bro. That second half, they actually played a lot of aggressive football. They didn't even score one goal from a set piece in the second half. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. They ran the ball a lot. They relied a lot on athleticism. They relied a lot on pace and power, and they have a world class striker, and that's why they won. To say that they were terrible against Croatia, I think is just. I didn't watch the game that you watched. I think in the first half, you can question them, But in the second half, you definitely can't. They had a spell when it was 3-2 where Croatia was creating a little bit of chances, but you can't. I don't know what I don't know what you watched, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Great episode this week. Yeah, love for that. Live in New Jersey. I've been New Jersey before. New Jersey's lit still. Broner versus Mayweather could be a paycheck though. Could be. They were good. Ahmad, are you on coke? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you watched, bro. They played good because Croatia players were tired. They are all old. Ahmad, name me one team that will be able to deal with England's athleticism outside of France. Name me one team. Name me one team. I mean, people are saying, well, when England play against teams that are pragmatic, England won't play against a pragmatic team when it comes to like quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. Name me one team that will be able to deal with England's athleticism. I can't name you many teams, bro. And you will see them versus Ghana. Ghana's a very athletic team, and you will see them play. You will see their technical abilities against Ghana. Then, okay, you said African teams. African, I Gary, they're gonna play Ghana next. I knew you were gonna say that. They're gonna play Ghana next, and you're gonna see how they dismantle Ghana. They will dismantle Ghana because Ghana don't have the technical ability. So yes, you may be more athletic, but you then have to have a certain level of technique. Which when we watch Ghana, I watched the Ghana game, they just don't have that. And I haven't seen one West African team with any sort of technique or quality in the final third. What England done well was they exploited the fact that Croatia is old and they don't have any pace or legs in that team. So we're gonna run the ball from minute one to the last minute of the game, and that's what they done. And Croatia couldn't deal with it in as the game went on. And if they play against Ghana, they probably won't play like that, but they will just rely on the additional extra quality that they do have in the likes of Kane and Bellingham. I don't think people understand how World Cups work. With World Cups, it's very, very straightforward. You play the game based on the team that's in front of you. That was a decent idea. I think Rafinha might have been offside though. That's a reductive assertion, Ahmad. Thoughts on Reece James' second half performance? I actually thought Jed Spence looks good off the bench still. Jed Spence looked aggressive. He looked to want to go forward, and I think that's a good sign for England because I don't think Reece James is going to last this tournament anyway. Shout out to Luka Modric, Real Madrid legend. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Luka Modric, the world class player. But they can't. What the hell is going on? What just happened there? Did the goalkeeper? Oh my days! Oh, the goalkeeper took too long on the goal kick, and I think that's the new rule still. If you take long on a goal kick, they're gonna just give the corner to the other team. I think. Oh, that was a terrible cross from Rafinha. Still, I know he tried to go near post, but and again, when people talk about them doing their England thing, I mean the Arsenal thing about corners and pens and that. It don't make a difference, bro. If you win the league playing from corners and pens, you still win the league, bro. I don't think England care about how they win it. By the way, Shane, I'm so happy my family taught me to not worship other man. When I see those Ronaldo fans riding this guy's ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, Ahmed. Still, there's a man that you do worship. Still, I'm not gonna lie, because every time I hear you speak, I just hear rants. I literally just hear rants. I talk to Rants fairly often. I haven't spoken to him in a couple of weeks, but I speak to Rants fairly often. And every time I hear you talk, I'm like, bro, is this a Rants on a Werner account? Like you tend to share a lot of his views. Still, I don't know if you watch Rants. You should. It definitely seems like you do because, bro, you sound a lot like him. Still, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Um, yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Haiti don't have any quality, so Haiti's best option will be to see if they can score a goal in the entire tournament because I don't see them doing that. When they verse Morocco, they're gonna struggle. because Morocco is going to play the football that's probably going to cause them the most problem. I don't even think Brazil will. Brazil actually don't, to me, have a style of play yet that they found. It does look like they're playing 4-3-3 now with Casemiro at the base of this um, midfield three. They won't be playing a 10. Um, it looks like they'll be playing 1-6 and 2-8, which having Paqueta and Ramirez in the 8, well, that's quality from Vinicius. That is quality from Vinicius. Oh, again, not a penalty though. Went down too easy. Have you seen what they're doing to João Neves? Yeah, I have. The whole Portugal team was shit in that game. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. Before the tournament, I did say Portugal will cause problems, but I didn't think they were just going to be so blind and think that Ronaldo was going to make a difference in this World Cup. Ronaldo's done, and Ronaldo's holding this team back. And if they're going to continue playing Ronaldo, then um, if they're going to continue playing Ronaldo, then you might as well write Portugal out this World Cup from now because Ronaldo ain't doing shit. I don't like. Um, I think you misspelled that. Still, I don't respect what Shakur doing like he likes Shakur. Okay. You say you disagree with Rants. Fair enough. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It just sounds a lot when your football takes sound a lot like Rants. Are you gonna lie? Especially when you talk about United. Um, Look at that. That's a prime example of what I'm talking about. I think that's Ramirez who's just lost the ball in the midfield, and they've gone man for man in the midfield. And this is Haiti. Haiti just is that Ramirez or is that Paqueta? One of the two. They've gone man for man on is Paqueta, man for man on Paqueta in the midfield and Casemiro. There's no out pass, and they've just lost the ball to Haiti, and that's Haiti. Haiti are nowhere near gonna be as physical as other teams. And not no going to be nowhere near as gifted as other teams as well. And look at what's happened there. Uh, Thoughts on Spain in this tournament? Yeah, they didn't look that great against. They didn't. They obviously they came up against a world class goalkeeping performance, but all in all, they didn't look that convincing. I mean, Drake and Ronaldo fans are the same. They will die for them. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of. I mean, I'm not a fan of neither, to be honest with you. Um, even though Ronaldo played for United, I'm not a massive fan of Ronaldo still. He's a great player though. Can't even deny that. He's a great goal scorer, but he's not a massive fan still. Um, Thoughts on Spain? Yeah. I'm looking for something. I was literally looking for something before that comment came through. I can't even remember what I was looking for now. Damn, I can't remember what I was looking for. Nonetheless, you might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and all of them things there. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Brazil's gonna struggle in this World Cup still. One team that's also looked decent is USA. I mean, they ain't played no one, but they've looked decent. Oh my days, that should be 1-0, and that's a great goal from Rafinha. He's offside, but that looked like a good goal. I don't know who played that pass for. I think it was Gomez, but that was a great pass. Um, and that was a good finish from Rafinha. I think Rafinha is a top player still, but um, yeah. No, I don't know if it's 1-0 still. The goal got disallowed. It's too early to comment about most teams in this tournament. Argentina start very slow last World Cup, so first World Cup match don't matter. Um, You're right. It doesn't because it matters when you start. It matters when you start playing good teams. But I think one thing it does show me is like the top ballers are there to play in it. Haaland, Mbappe, Kane, Messi, um, Musiala, like these players have come to play football, innit? They've come to play. Vinny, like Vinny looked good in that first game against Morocco. He just can't do it by himself. Shane, thoughts on the USA team in the tournament? I don't know, bro. I don't know if there's match fixing going on in this team in this tournament, but whenever I've watched USA play football, um, they've just looked very very convincing. But obviously, they played two crap teams, but it doesn't make a difference. They've won them both games very convincing. You know, the game that they played against Australia today, they looked good, and the Paraguay game, they looked good. But we'll see how they look against Turkey. But they're already qualified, so it don't really make a difference. Um, Australia, USA, I don't expect anything from anyone because they at some stage will have to play like a top 10 side and like even if a USA qualified and let's say they played as Sweden, they'll get brushed, bro. The team that I'm actually worried for is Netherlands. I actually think Netherlands are going to struggle because their group is quite tough. Their group is quite tough still. Um, yeah, USA are doing well now though. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, all of them things there. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the big teams have tried to um a lot of the big teams have struggled to deal with certain teams low blocks, but they've also dealt with the fact that some teams have just been very ambitious. You know, like Senegal was actually quite ambitious against France, and it wasn't a low block that they came up against. Spain obviously struggled with the low block. Portugal struggled with the low block and the counter attack. I actually think Portugal should have lost that game. You know, I'm not even gonna lie. I think Portugal should have lost that game. And there was a lot of talk about African clubs, African countries not being good enough to be in a World Cup beforehand. And obviously with Italy not qualifying, I remember everybody talking about Italy. Europe needs more spaces instead of Africa. But I mean, Cape Verde done well against Spain. Portugal dropped points against Congo. I think there's another African team that took points from a European team as well. Morocco took points against Brazil, African team. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what people are talking about. Yeah, the weakest Dutch team that I've ever seen. It's weird that you say that because they got a really good defense. Like they got defense in abundance, and I thought they would actually struggle with attack, but it's actually that they're struggling with defense. And you think they got the likes of Van der Ven, Van Dyke, the Brighton boy that they got Van Hep, or I'm gonna struggle to pronounce his surname. They've got Dumfries. Then they even got backup defenders, you know, like Timber. I think Nathan Ake's over there as well. I know Frimpong didn't go. The American seems comfortable playing at home. They do, but they ain't really played no one in it. Like Australia's not a great team, and neither is I think they played Panama or something like that, Paraguay or something like that. Ref count on throwing is gonna be good addition for next season. Yeah, definitely will be. Um, it's gonna hurt Arsenal. Italy is shit. I don't know what's happened to Italian football in the whole. Like, that they definitely need an improvement from somewhere. Um, oh my days, what's this goalkeeper doing? Vinny's gonna try and cut one in, and I knew that was going over. I'm actually looking for something. Bear with me, you man. The ref scandal was what the flip? The ref scandal was downfall of Italian football. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Italian football on a whole has been very much based for years. Has been based on technique and great tactics, slow game, and a lot of a lot of technically gifted players, a lot of mastermind tactics. But I think the game just gone into a different way where a lot of teams have caught up with them tactically, and they don't have the physicality as other teams have, and other teams are willing to turn this game into almost a game of athletes. I mean, this is probably the most athletic World Cup I've ever seen. I haven't seen as much icy freeze in a World Cup ever. I don't think I've ever seen as much icy freeze ever. Belgium was just also disappointing. Yeah, they were. Who did they play? I think they also played the African team as well. Yeah, bruv. But Brazil's gonna struggle, bro, because there isn't. I want you guys to count how many times in this game, and they're playing Haiti. How many times Brazil are gonna win the ball back in the midfield? Because I haven't counted one time. I don't know who that was diving in. I think it was Casemiro diving in to win the ball back, and that was a terrible attempt at winning the ball back. And um, count how many times Brazil can actually win the ball back in the midfield. Because I know in the Morocco game they struggled. I can't actually remember a time where Brazil have actually won the ball in the midfield. Where when 20 minutes in, and other than individual moments of class, I don't think Brazil have looked that much the better team. Haiti is playing well. What the hell? They played well against Scotland. They just don't have no quality. And they played against Egypt. Yeah, I watched that game. Yeah. To be fair, I don't know what they did not starting Lukaku still. Um, Lukaku definitely made a difference, just being a physical presence. Again, prime example of what I'm talking about. A guy who's a physical presence. Exactly what I'm talking about. The Brazil midfield is shit. It is. It is, bro. And they ain't even playing no team with bad boy midfielders yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine this Brazil team plays against Spain or plays against Portugal. How is Brazil going to win the ball back? As a good press there when he won the ball back, but man celebrated the press like he just scored a goal, blood. I don't know what's going on there. Um, terrible cross. What is this defender doing? What is this right back doing? I don't know him for Haiti. Obviously, I don't know no Haiti players, but why did he do that? Chances of Neymar playing in this tournament probably high because Brazil is gonna need a spark from somewhere in it. But I'm not even. Again, I don't think Neymar's gonna make a difference to what I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna add a lot of quality when they have the ball, but bruv, this team can't do nothing when they don't have it. Go on, why didn't he hit the ball first time? He hit the ball first time there, and he hit the ball through the lines there, and that was a decent attempt. But the guy made the wrong run. That was a great run from Rafinha. He's onside this time. He's onside this time, and he's missed it. He's offside. I actually thought he was onside this time. I was wrong then. Speaking of a dink, Barcola had a great dink that he scored, and so did Havertz. I actually thought it was onside. He might have actually been onside there. That's why you got to score still. You scored and they can't see that. Imagine if you had Dino and I swear. Imagine if you had Dino and R9 watching this. Um, yeah. Ancelotti hasn't made a massive difference to this Brazilian team. And I think one of the biggest problems is Ancelotti. If you think about the team that won the World Cup in 2002, and obviously I was a kid when they won it, but they had players like Gilberto Silva and Kleberson and that in the midfield. Now, granted, that's not your Iniestas and Xavis and Busquets and all of that, but they were willing to do like the oh my days 1-0 from an own goal. Is that Cunha who scored or is it an own goal? If it's Cunha who scored, that should tell you, innit? United player. Brazil 1-0 up. Um, Vinny cuts on his right foot. Goalkeeper has a terrible attempt at saving it. I don't know what that goalkeeper was doing. He was on budge or something. He literally parries it right in the path of Cunha. And I don't know if Cunha scored it as an own goal. But Brazil are 1-0 up. And this is where this game can get a bit biblical. Because Haiti's going to be open now and it might get peaked still. This looked like an own goal. Cunha celebrated it, but it looked like an own goal. Maybe I've got the wrong angle, but it definitely looked like an own goal. Yeah. Oh, it was a Cunha goal. The defender hit the ball onto Cunha. So it's a Cunha goal. Cunha got the last touch. So I don't know if he meant it, but it is what it is, isn't it? I actually think Vinny's had a good tournament. Vinny's actually had a good tournament. Like, he looked good in the first game. Igor Thiago really, really hindered him. And he scored a goal of his own. And then in this game, he's looked good as well. He's got that additional spark, you know? This isn't gonna work against top countries. Of course not. But they got world class players, so don't make a difference. I mean, them off the ball is more concerning than them on the ball. I'm not gonna lie to you, because when you got Rafinha and Vinicius Junior, these man and Neymar when Neymar's back, these man will just make moments of brilliance, innit? It's when they don't have the ball that you have to be worried about Brazil. Um, the keeper died. Yeah, the keeper definitely died. Keeper definitely died. I don't know what the keeper was doing there, blood. Brazil woman or Haitian women? There's a Haitian woman that they keep panning to in the crowd in this game, and yeah, that's good food there still. I think most people are gonna say hate Brazilian women because of the exotic look of Brazilian women, but it's gonna be hard for me still because Brazilian women, there's such a wide scope. You got like the Latin Brazilian women, and then you got like the black Brazilian women as well. So difficult to tell. Haitian women, I've actually been with a Haitian girl before as well. And yeah, that was an experience. Still, I'm not even gonna lie. Now I'm gonna go Haitian women still. I'm gonna go Haitian women because I like Haitian women's character. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I like Haitian women's character still, so I'm gonna go Haitian women. But everything's anything still. Hydration break killed the momentum of the game. I saw so many games affected by that, but it has to happen, bro. It has to happen. Daniel Dubois loves Brazilian women. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that because it's Daniel Dubois, innit? This guy's got money. Uh, he can love all the women he wants, blood. I'm gonna get a hydration break myself, bro. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video and that. I personally, and this is me being honest, I personally um think this game could be like a 2-3-0 now, because they just needed Haiti to give them some space and space in behind, and then you could see that they've tried to go in behind a couple of times with Rafinha, and the pass just hasn't. I mean, he hasn't timed his run well. Um, one or two of those times the ball's gonna go through. One thing that was quite crazy was when again, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at exactly what I'm talking about. They've just gone man for man with Brazil in the midfield again, and look, they've just lost the ball. They got the ball back, they got lucky, but that's what I'm talking about. This midfield, bro, if you just go man for man on them, that is a flipping pass. That is a great pass. I don't know who made that pass. Again, they're looking for that pass in behind, but they just went man for man, and Brazil lost the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Brazil just don't have the midfield for this World Cup, bro. Like even teams that with meaty players are gonna cause them problems. But yeah, as I was saying, one thing that shocked me was when Curacao played Germany. No, they kept persisting with a high line, even when it was like 4-1. They still playing a high line. I'm like, bro, like you gotta try and be a bit pragmatic. Um, Vinny was wide open. Facts. I mean, you're gonna see Haiti actually try, and because Brazil's midfield is so crap, it's just gonna invite players forward. And weirdly enough, yeah, if I was Brazil, I would actually stop pressing their back four, because them pressing their back four is actually keeping the back four deep. If you don't press the back four, their defense might actually go higher and higher up in the pitch, which will mean the transition ball over the top will be easier to find. Them pressing, which I think Vinny and Rafinha and Cunha are actually doing a good job right at the moment pressing. They're trying to protect the midfield. But if they don't press, that defensive line will just go higher. So when they win the ball back in transition, they'll be so much better still. This ain't the most entertaining game in terms of quality. You know, Brazil's looking for diagonal passes over the top, which really, from a Brazilian standpoint, is quite scummy. To be looking for passes in behind the defensive line is quite scummy. Shout out to Vinny because he's actually trying to play football and keep the ball in the deck. But the rest of them looking a bit like a old school Ole Gunnar Solskjaer team blood. Does Endrick get a game tonight? Probably. Probably. I don't know if he's gonna make a difference, but he might. Um, that was much better play from Puqueta. Um, much better play from Puqueta there. And then Vinny's on the ball. This is what I'm talking about. Vinny's magic. Unlucky Vinny. Unlucky Vinny. A good bit of footwork there. Just probably a bit too early on the pass. That was a good tackle from that Haitian defender. I don't know what Rafinha was doing there. That was lazy from Rafinha. Goal kick. Fabinho is also snail. He can't run. Bro, Ahmad, you're talking about all of this, yeah, but you were the one that was saying that England just have athletes. So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I thought um being athletic and quick is a negative, because that's what you were saying about England. You know what I'm saying? That is a decent pass. Good defending. I don't know who that is. That's good defending from. I don't know who that was. Guimaraes. But he gave away a corner still. Does when he won the ball back, he's like he didn't have nothing to do. For me, he should just went back to keeper, but it is what it is. Where are we in the game? 33 minutes in. It's been quite underwhelming. Obviously Brazil definitely do have the additional quality, but Haiti have actually played well. You know, you think about like Brazilian teams of the past. If they played at Haiti, bro, it would have got biblical for man. Do you know what I'm saying? It would have gone like 4-5-0. Why does keep dropping off the flipping stand? Yeah, if they played like Haiti back in the day, bro, when they had like players like Kaká, Ronaldinho, um, Ronaldo, they would have just, bro. You think how far Brazil has fallen from Greece? No, I said Tuchel should select either Palmer or Foden. There's no creativity in the midfield. Have you ever watched Tuchel play football? I don't know if you've ever seen how Tuchel plays football, but Tuchel don't really play football like prime Spain. So I don't know where Palmer and Foden is getting into his team. Who they playing ahead of? In fact, Ahmad, you're one of the people who think Tuchel got it wrong. Who's Palmer and Tuchel playing? Who's Palmer and Foden playing ahead of? Who are they playing ahead of? Because I don't see what you see, bro. You're gonna have to tell me who they're playing ahead of because I don't see it. I don't see it at all, blood. Who's Palmer and Foden playing ahead of? They ain't playing ahead of that front three that they have now. That is a great pass from Vinny again. What a goal from Cunha. Two goals for Cunha. And this is what I'm telling you about Man United pedigree, bro. That is a pass from Vinny Jr., by the way. Vinny Jr. is out here pulling strings. That was a great pass from Vinny Jr. And then we've got two goals from Cunha. That's what I'm saying, bro. Man United pedigree. Next season, we're gonna see Cunha play a lot more games in the 10 and up front. And this is just showing you what Cunha can do, bruv. What a finish from Cunha. Cunha is just a different level, bro. When I was telling man in the season that Cunha is the best left winger in the league, man then was saying that it was Doku. I was like, bro, Doku can't do what Cunha does, bro. I granted I watched Cunha way more than I watched Doku, but bro, look at that. Look at that for a finish, bro. That's left foot as well, bruv. That's left foot. That's left foot, bro. Left foot, bro. Come on, bro. Like, remember, if he was the interchange between Rafinha and Cunha and Vinny has been actually magical. The problem that Brazil have is just they don't have no midfield. But the front three is just quality. African and Caribbean teams' main problem is they lack quality in attack. Exactly. 2-0, yep, good goal, great goal. He can't take he can take them as squad. They don't need to start. When you need creativity, you can sub them on. That's true, but I don't see Palmer and Foden going there to be on the bench still, but you could be right. I don't see it, but you could be right. I was saying this game could be like 3-4 nil blood because now Haiti have to come out. Pause. The interchange in terms of passing and the spacing behind is just going to be there. And both Cunha, Vinny, and Rafinha are running the channels well. So um, this is great play from Cunha and Vinny so far. Rafinha's probably lacked a bit of quality, but he's made the right runs. That was a bit rushed from Ramirez there, I'm not gonna lie. But the press there was great from who was that? Cunha. This just shows you what Brazil was missing against flipping Morocco blood. What they were doing playing Thiago ahead of Cunha is just scandalous, blood. Scandalous. Scandalous. Ancelotti should have been charged for flipping terrorism, blood. Thiago shouldn't even have played in the first place. A lot of goals in this World Cup, yeah, bro. A lot of goals. And a lot of great players putting their hand up as well. A lot of great players putting their hands up. What's your thoughts on Gordon to Barcelona? Shout out to Truth Teller Maxwell. Um, yeah, Gordon's a dead baller, bro. He's great when you play pragmatic football and you're looking for counter attack and spacing behind. But if you're actually dominating possession, I don't know what this guy does for you. But one thing and one reason why I knew Tuchel was going to play him in that game against Croatia is because he's going to help you with the press. And that was one thing that Tuchel team had was a great press. Looks like Rafinha's coming off. Looks like Rafinha's coming off. Hopefully it's not a long-term problem still. Gordon is spicy Rashford. I think Rashford's way more spicy than Gordon. Gordon for me doesn't have the tricks that Rashford has. He just has probably more defensive work than Rashford. But when Rashford actually has the ball, I think he can produce way more moments of magic. Maybe Gordon might be slightly more consistent though. Gordon is a flick type of player. Flick love wingers that will press. Fairs. You think about the wingers that Flick has though, they all were very, very gifted on the ball. Rafinha, Yamal. I don't. Gordon ain't that at all. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. Ryan is in. If you're a team like Haiti, though, you just gotta be happy that you're here, fam. You're playing against teams like Brazil, and that. You just gotta be happy that you're here, and you made a good account of yourself so far. I mean, you're losing 2-0, but it's not like you've been getting battered. It's just moments of quality. That was a great finish from Cunha for the first goal, and a great bit of work from Vinny for the second goal. There's a great bit of work for Vinny for the first goal. So you just don't have that quality, bro, and it is what it is. Man, them are dropping like flies over there, blood. Looks like Haiti got a man down as well. Uh, Look at that girl in the right with the headband on. That's what I'm talking about. Haitian girls, like they got something about them that I like. The girl with the glasses, they got something about them that I like still. Last game, the ref was injured. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. The man them are dropping like flies over there. You think Rashford and Saka will be subs for the rest of the group stage and start in the knockout? Saka will start in the important games. The problem is Tuchel wants his front three to press. Saka can't press for 90 minutes or he can't press for that long, so that's the problem. Um, I think against Ghana, you're probably gonna see Rashford play. I think, but you probably see Madueke play. Um, but then against is it Paraguay or Panama, whoever they're playing in the final game, when they've already qualified, you'll probably see them bringing the likes of Rogers and Eze and all of them players there. Um, I actually was disappointed that we didn't get to see more of Rogers and Eze because I think when you talk about creativity, you probably see that more from those players. Maybe not necessarily with passing, but they're not players that's gonna run the ball. They're players that's gonna be slightly more um two touch, three touch, get an extra yard, try and get a shot off, get an extra yard, try play try get past players in the small pockets, edges, the Ezes and Rogers, which again, as I said, I don't really see Palmer and Palmer and Foden. I don't see why people wanted Foden to go to the World Cup. 'Cause I don't even know what he would have done. I look at how Tuchel's playing. I don't really know where he would have fit into the team because he's not physical. He can't run the ball. He doesn't run in behind, which Tuchel wants. He doesn't really carry the ball um like past players. He's good like in the small pockets, but Tuchel don't really play like that. He wants a lot of service to his striker in Kane. Foden isn't the greatest crosser of the ball, so I don't know where he would have really fit into the team. Said Saka can't play 90 minutes. Yeah, not in Tuchel's system. Not with that high press. Not at all. England's biggest problem is they're going to need to figure out a way in how they're going to deal with um they need to figure out a way in how they're gonna deal with um the defense, because I'm not gonna lie, that defense is not looking great still. They didn't look great against Croatia, and they gave away quite a few chances. Brazil for me just don't look convincing, even though they're winning 2-0, they just don't look convincing. Like, I've watched 90 minutes against Morocco and 90 minutes against Haiti. They just don't look convincing to me. I don't know if I'm the only one. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I don't know if I'm the only one, but they just don't look convincing to me. Oh, that's play from Vinny. That is play from Vinny. That is play from Vinny. Look at Vinny. He's been terrific in the first two games, bro. That is play from Vinny, bro. Unlucky. Vinicius Jr. is showing just the additional quality that other teams just don't have. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Vinicius Jr. is just showing. That's one thing I'll say about this World Cup. Mbappe, Vinicius, Haaland, like Messi, these managers showing why there's levels in football, bro. Yeah, no, they definitely look beatable still. Definitely look beatable. That is a great pass from Casemiro. And Vinny should score this. Yep, that's 3-0. He deserved that, bro. He deserved that. He has been absolutely magnificent. He has been absolutely magnificent. He's been magnificent, bro. He has been absolutely magnificent. In the first two games, Vinny has been magnificent, bro. He deserved that goal. He deserved that goal. That was a great finish. I saw the goal. I see he was gonna finish that from the pass went through. But yeah, that was magnificent from Vinny. That pass from Casemiro, I think it's Casemiro, is it? Paqueta. No, it looks like Paqueta. It looks like Paqueta. That was a great pass from Paqueta. Again, as I said, once the first goal went in, I could just see the um the defensive line from Haiti getting higher and higher, and they were looking for that ball in behind from when the game was 0-0. Now that it's 3-0, it's gonna be even worse. But here's the problem that I'm seeing with these teams, bro. The likes of Curacao and Haiti and all of these teams is getting battered. Who did Sweden play? Sweden the same thing. These teams, when they go a goal down, they just play a higher and higher and higher and higher line and commit more players forward. And it's just so easy for the great players to just find space in behind. Think about the goals that Sweden scored and the goals that Germany scored. Bro, it's just balls in behind, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the second goal from a ball in behind. When you think about the amount of chances Brazil have had to get the ball in behind, it's been like they've had like 4 or 5 chances to do it. Oh my days, Haiti start defending exactly. This game's over. This game was over at 1-0. I don't want this. I don't want these guys to be embarrassed. Vinny must play at a high level for Brazil to have a chance of doing something. Well, he's playing at a high level right now. Definitely is. You said you don't want these guys to get embarrassed. The problem is, yeah, the teams that's been getting embarrassed is Caribbean teams, blood. That's the worst thing. Curacao, well, South American. I think it was Paraguay, Panama, or whatever. Paraguay and these teams are just getting slapped, and Haiti's getting slapped right now. Scotland versus Brazil will be an interesting game because Scotland ain't gonna give Brazil no space in behind, so Brazil gonna have to find another way to attack. You think though, Vinny in the form that he's in, 1v1 against defenders is gonna be a mad thing. That is good defending from Paqueta. Paqueta's actually been decent. I'm not gonna lie. Look how high Haiti's defensive line is. Look how high that defensive line is. Look how high that line is. Look how high the defensive line is. If look at that. Look at that. The lucky the ball didn't go through. That defensive line is like Angie's the manager. What is going on? Look at Brazil's midfield though. Easily they run through them. Of course, as I said, how many times has Brazil won the ball in midfield? I can't count. I can't think of many. It's full half time, and to be honest with you, the game's gone pretty much how I thought it would go. Um, I expected the additional quality of um Brazil to reign supreme, and it definitely has. But shout out to Vinny, shout out to Cunha, my boy Cunha, United boy, and that. I expect Cunha to have a big season for United next season, massive season for United next season. If you take some confidence into the next game, if take some confidence from the World Cup into the next season, looking at a baller. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I just think a team like Brazil looking for passes in behind and like pacing behind. I think that okay, cool, it's worked today, but I don't know how that works against everyone. It'll be interesting to see how they play against Scotland. As I said, Scotland won't give them that space in behind, so it'll be interesting. Now, also, if Brazil have a lot of the ball, it means that their midfield isn't getting exposed as much because um they got the ball. But you think if Brazil have a lot of the ball, you get players like Rafinha and Cunha and Vinny Jr. on 1v1s against defenders. It's going to be a bit of a problem. What you don't want to happen, though, is Brazil find a working formula and then Neymar comes and he just F's up the balance. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Brazil's won more trophies without Neymar than with them, with Neymar. So, for me, I'm if you're playing Neymar, it has to be in specific games because certain games I could just see him ruining the balance. Yeah, you man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. OnlyFacts Sports podcast is out right now. OnlyFacts Football pod is out right now. We're gonna be live Monday evening for the Football Weekly wrap up. I'm gonna be live for all the Brazilian games, so let's see when Brazil is next playing. Um, I'll maybe even be live for England games, but definitely Brazil. Brazil's next game is against Scotland on Wednesday. Oh, that's mad because Thursday's a busy day for me as well. That is mad. I gotta be live at 11 o'clock. That is painful. Boots is not Muslim, he's Christian. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know. The reason why I made that estimation is because Fulton is in the gym and he's Muslim. And I know there's a lot of Muslims in Philadelphia. You're from New Jersey, so you should already know. There's a lot of Muslims in New Jersey as well. Bro, there's a lot of Muslims in America, period. Shout out to Noble Juwali. For those who don't know, get to know. Man, man like Cunha, bruv. Boy, the way it's looking, Vinicius Jr. might be in the Premier League as well, blood. Might be Vinicius Jr. looking to go to Arsenal. I don't see it happening, but a lot of Arsenal fans are getting gassed about that. The potential of that happening. Haiti have been brave, but I think it's been to their detriment. They say fortune favors the bold, but I don't know about that still. Now Vinny can't start ahead of Martinelli. Yeah, you're just bantering. You know, for a joke to be for you to be, you know, for something to be considered a joke, it has to be funny, and that's just not funny. Vinny is being pushed out the door by Madrid, unfortunately, but I hope Madrid doesn't let him leave on a free. Um, well, the problem is they can't balance Vinny and Mbappe and Bellingham. And what what Real Madrid actually need is a player like Bobby Firmino, a selfless player. You know what I'm saying? Like someone who's gonna do a lot of the work that these two don't want to do and separate them two. The problem is I don't know who that is in world football right now. I don't know what player that is in world football, especially that plays up front or plays in the 10. Well, they have to play up front because Bellingham's going to play in the 10. So you think like when Coutinho was playing in the 10, Firmino was up front, and Mane and Salah was on the wings. Firmino really facilitated a lot of the other players' um, strengths. And I don't know what player that is in world football right now. I'm trying to think of what player could. actually do that for Real Madrid in world football? I can't think of anyone. If you man can think of someone, let me know. But the closest thing I think of is when Firmino was at Real Madrid, Liverpool. Sorry. We may use Jude as a false nine like we did in. The problem is, uh, Jude isn't a great facilitator. Jude is physically gifted, and Jude is a great athlete, and he's got a good eye for goal. He's got good nerve and bottle, and he makes good decisions. But he's just not technically gifted enough to do what you're looking for. And he's a bit of a rush player. You need someone who's quite slow on the ball, someone who actually can think and slow the game down. And I don't know who that player is. I don't know who that player is. Yeah, I don't know who that player is. I mean, what you might see, and I don't know if this is gonna happen because it 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 would make sense if they did it, but what you might see is you actually might see Bernardo Silva play in the 10. Um and him play that role of the facilitator. But it'll be interesting to see how that works because um Jose Mourinho doesn't normally like a Bernardo Silva type player. Bernardo Silva, if you famously remember, Juan Mata just didn't get along with Mourinho, and not that he didn't get along, but he just couldn't start in a Mourinho system. I think this could be very similar with a Bernardo Silva. By the way, we play against AC Milan friendly on August. I hope Amarin gets relegated. I don't really care. We got too many goal first players and not enough playmakers. Arda is our only playmaker. I actually like Güler as well. He's actually a baller, but the problem with him is he doesn't garner enough authority on the pitch. So when he gets the ball, I don't think there's enough respect when he actually gets the ball. Like he gets the ball and you see him try to link up with players, but how much of that is actually link up and how much of that is just passing the ball because he has to? I think someone like Bernardo Silva can get a bit more authority and respect. I don't know, but Silva is very strong than Mata. It's not about the strength. It's more about the fact that when you look at the way Mourinho plays football, a lot of the game is based on transition. So when we don't we're gonna spend a lot of time without the ball and we need to go from back to front as quick as possible. Bernardo Silva isn't really gonna aid you with that. I don't strength is important, but Bernardo Silva likes to slow the game down. Um Bernardo Silva is a great player, but I don't know how much he fits into. Yeah, I mean, he can definitely be used as a facilitator. I would not be surprised in the slightest if we're seeing Bernardo Silva in the 10. And he plays almost like two false nines, um, which doesn't sound like a Mourinho thing. Mourinho does like a out and out target striker, but to facilitate the likes of Vinicius and Mbappe, you could see a situation where he plays like almost like a 2-4-2-2-2, where he's got two midfielders who are playing as strikers, and then he's got two wingers who are going from outside in Mbappe and Vinicius. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yildiz is somewhat creative, to be fair. He is. I I'm I'll be interested to see what Jose Mourinho does. Be interested to see what Jose Mourinho does. Jose likes the Mateta type striker. Yeah, Mateta maybe not that low level, but you can see Mourinho looking to sign someone like a Haaland. Definitely, can see him trying to sign someone like a Isak. Um, Obviously Isak had a, a struggle season. You know who I'm surprised he hasn't actually gone in for? is what's that boy that was at um Liverpool last season? What's that boy that was at Liverpool? And the Portuguese, the guy who was playing the Portuguese league. I can't even remember his name. I'm looking at him right now. When is the second half gonna start? You would have to break the transfer record to get Haaland, but I mean, I don't know if Haaland's gonna make a difference, but I mean, Real Madrid needs some silverware. They ain't won trophy in 2 years. I mean, that is alarm bells still, bro. These TV companies are making a killing, bro. All I'm seeing is adverts, bro. I can imagine, but the thing is, with the Super Bowl, it's different because that's a commercialized sport anyway. They stop that game every 5 minutes, so I mean every 5 seconds. So that makes sense. Alvarez should leave Madrid. They are sabotaging him. Alvarez is a good player. Alvarez is a good facilitator. That's a good name. Julian Alvarez. That's a good name. That's a really good name. I actually thought he would have had. I actually thought he was gonna have a strong World Cup, but it looks like anything that's happening from Argentina is gonna be messy, bro. I am shocked Man United don't go after Alvarez. Alvarez was shining in the Prem. I mean, he was in the Prem before. Um, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he fits a current team, but he's a great player. I don't know if he fits a current team. But he's definitely a great player. If he came to United, I wouldn't be upset. But is he a current player? I don't know. Look at that! 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 Yeah, I'm going Haiti over Brazil still. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going Haiti over Brazil all day, every day. Yeah, exactly. He couldn't start ahead of Haaland.
I like I like striker like Aguero than Haaland. But Haaland will give you the volume. Yeah, man. It depends on the style of play that you want to play in it. Um, I think if you look at what Kane is and how Kane scores so many goals, but then you also look at the fact that he drops so deep and he's able to, you know, I think weirdly enough, Kane is probably England's best passer and best goal scorer. You know what I'm saying? So I think Haaland's shown what it is to just be a goal machine, but having that something extra and that bit of versatility um, is is something that strikers nowadays have to have. You know, obviously we don't have a lot of world class strikers in football now anyway. So if you can score 20, 30 goals in a league in a calendar season, then you're gonna be at a big team regardless. But I just think having that addition, something extra, something special, like the Alvarez's and the Kanes, um, just separates you from the rest still. But Haaland's a gold machine. If Haaland can't score in a game, you just play with 10 men. Yeah, that's a fact. What the hell was Brazil doing there? Can Haiti get a goal in this World Cup? Because that should be their ambition to at least score one goal. I've been watching a lot of this World Cup and I've been thinking if Jamaica was in this World Cup, Jamaica wouldn't score one goal. But it's cool though, because if Jamaica went to the World Cup and they didn't score no goals, I'll be scoring all the goals for them off the pitch, blood. I'll tell you that for free. See, if I was in America right now, bro, it would be a laundry service. Everything is getting clean up over there. I'm not even gonna lie. Might as well call me George Jefferson, cause I'll be cleaning up everything. Dry cleaning, wet cleaning, everything's getting clean up over there, bro. Jamaica is worse than Haiti, bro. And ain't far off. I think we are. We are. They went to the World Cup. We didn't go to the World Cup, bro. Didn't go to no World Cup. That is a pass, but that's a terrible touch from Ryan. Ryan's come off the bench and done jack shit, bro. I'm surprised they haven't gone with Endrick. You know, can Cunha get a hat trick? That's what we want to see. Cunha get a hat trick in that. Can Cunha get a hat trick? What kind of pass was that? No, that's play from Allison. Ryan's come off the bench and done nothing, bro. Brazil is thinking the place out. Yeah, there's a lack of quality in this pitch still. That's a terrible, 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 terrible pass. Because that was the right idea as well, but it's just a bad pass. Craziest thing is Brazil's got some ballers in their team, bro. That's the worst thing, bro. Like Marquinhos and Gabriel in centre back. You could argue Gabriel's the best centre back in the world. Then you could argue that Alisson is definitely one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Um, there is no argument that Rafinha and Vinny as wingers is just money. Um, Neymar quality. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're just missing so much. They're just missing. For me, I even think Bouquet has actually been decent. It's the worst thing. I think the balance is between Ramirez and Casemiro. That's probably where they've got it wrong. I think they probably need. Well, obviously they got Edison, so see if Edison can get a game, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? The new United boy and that. I'm saying maybe he can get a game. I don't know. Hopefully against Scotland. Well, to be fair, in Scotland, they're probably gonna need him because they're gonna need a little bit more legs in that midfield because Scotland are gonna try and run the ball. Oh, that's a good pass from Cunha, but don't think um Vinicius was able to get on the right side of the defender. The defender actually done well there. The weirdest thing is, and I don't know if you guys think the same thing, yeah, but this game being 3-0 just doesn't feel like a 3-0. Like it just feels a bit like all of the goals that Haiti have conceded just feel like they just came against the runner play. And I know it didn't come against the runner play because Brazil's pretty much dominated it, but it just don't feel like a 3-0 to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've seen games where teams have won by less of a margin, but they've just got way more control of the game. And I'm not saying Haiti's been peppering Brazil because he haven't been. But other than in the final third, which you got to give Brazil credit because the final third is where it counts, I wouldn't say that Brazil's been that much of a better team. It's just in the final third with Vinny and Cunha. I don't know if I don't know if I don't know if they've necessarily been the better team. Facts, it's just quality difference. Yeah, man, in the final third. Bro, Ryan is stinking this place out on that right hand side, bro. Oh my days. Why they didn't bring on Hendricks, I don't know. And I know Hendricks don't play on that side, but bruv, he couldn't have done much worse than flipping Ryan, bro. This guy is stinking this place out, bro. You know when Brazil brought Joe, yeah, and brought Igor Thiago, it reminded me of when they used to play players like Joe. Remember Joe that used to play for Man City? That is a pass. That is a pass, and Vinny makes it 4-0. Does Vinny make it 4-0? Does Vinny does good defending from that guy still? That's very good defending because he followed him over. I thought he was gonna pass him along. Didn't allow him to get the shot off and get the extra yard. That was great defending. But I expected Haiti to be shit in the final third. I expected Haiti to be crap. I didn't expect Brazil not to have a better, more control over the game. I mean, that was a that was never a penalty. I don't know what referee's looking for. I mean, bro, look at that. Look at that. That was Bruno Ramirez, yeah? He got the ball, and as soon as he got the ball, he was just looking for the ball over the top. You would have thought Brazil's flipping Newcastle, bro. Why are they playing so like Route 1? This is not Stoke, bro. Like, why are you not playing so Route 1? I don't understand. They both have been shit. Hendrick plays right wing at Lyon. Um, I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't watched one game for Lyon this season, so I'm not even gonna lie. When I've seen him play for Brazil, they played him down the middle. So I don't watch Lyon. I watch Brazil, and whenever I've seen him play for Brazil, they played him down the middle. Um, I need to charge my laptop. Oh, unlucky Vinny. Again, look, Vinny with the additional quality in the final third. Let's see what Cunha can do. Just restart and recycle possession. The ref has been letting the players play not a lot of pens. Um, in this game, the referee's done well. He's actually let the flow of the game's been good in terms of like breaks. Obviously, you have to have the normal breaks, but the flow of the game's been good. I think the the lack of quality just come from um both teams not really controlling the game. Look at that. How are you offside there? You literally have the whole line to see, and you have no advantage of being offside there. There is literally no advantage. It's not like you're running in behind. What are you doing, bro? We may have players score 10 plus goals in this World Cup. 100%. You think Messi and Mbappe's only played one game, blood? He said almost a goal. What are you referring to? Yeah, this game is dead, fam. I'm not even gonna lie. I've never watched a game that's 3-0 that's just been so dead, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, this game is dead. Oh, yeah, the Vinny cross was almost a goal, yeah. Look at Cunha. Great play from Cunha there to get out. Great play from Cunha. Get the ball out to Vinny. What was that, Casemiro? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. This World Cup has proven one thing. Man United done the right thing getting rid of Casemiro, blood. He had a great season for us last season, but bro, I could have just seen him stinking out the gaff next season at United, blood. This guy is looking leggy, fam. Cunha's looked really good today. Vinny's looked really good today. Paquette has not been bad. But other than that, again, look at that play from Cunha. And then this Ryan guy is just so dead. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that terrible pass. Oh my days, bro. Ryan is dead, fam. Oh my days, this guy is shit, fam. How is this guy Brazilian? Oh my days, blood. Haiti can pass through Brazil's midfield, but no quality in the final pass. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. If me and a couple man them from the block, we could pass through Brazil's midfield right now. Brazil midfield have no legs. Look at that. Look at that. How you just getting moved, bro? What is it? As I said, that you don't mind watching this here. How many times have you seen Brazil win the ball in the midfield? How many times? How many times have you actually seen it? I call this. This was like 2 minutes into the game. I asked you, man, to count how many times. I can't count how many times Brazil's actually won the ball back in the midfield. I can't count. And Haiti's got no quality. Look at this. Look how easy it is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Literally, look at that. Look, bro, right on cue. My man just moved through the midfield like this guy was prime Messi and was in the box. Obviously, the lack of quality in the final third. But Jesus Christ, bro. I hope they don't take off Cunha, you know. I want Cunha to get a hat trick. take off. They're gonna take off Vinny because they got to arrest him. They're gonna take off Cunha and Vinny as well. I can see it right now, and they're gonna have an attack of Hendricks, Martinelli, and Ryan. Stinking, bro. Bro, as I said, I asked you, man, at 2 minutes into the game to count how many times Brazil wins the ball back in the midfield. I haven't seen. To be honest with you, Marquinhos and Gabriel. Ooh! Cleared off the line from Haiti. Unlucky Haiti. I asked you, Marquinhos and Gabriel's got the hardest job in this tournament, bro, for any defenders. These men are gonna have man just running at them all tournament, bro. Bro, it is mad. It is mad. That was cleared off the line. Lucky. Good save from Allison because he didn't have a lot of time to respond. Danilo clears off the line. Good defending. Cunha's coming off. 2 goals for Cunha. The United boy proves why he should have started in the first place. Bad boy. Bad boy. Bad boy Cunha. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to put up the possession stats for this game. I need to put up the possession stats for this game. I know stats don't mean much, but it's been 61% possession Brazil. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, bro. Who is winning the ball in the midfield? That was again, bro. We're gonna the next 5 times Haiti get the ball. We're gonna see who wins the ball. We're gonna watch and see if anyone in midfield wins the ball. And man, they were talking about Neymar. Neymar ain't gonna stop this problem from happening, bro. Neymar is not going to stop this problem from happening. Neymar is not gonna make a difference. He is not going to make a damn difference, bro. Trust me. Neymar ain't gonna make a difference. Neymar won't make a difference to this because you don't have no one in the midfield to win the ball back. We're gonna watch the next 5 passages of play. I'm gonna see if Brazil can win the ball back. We're gonna watch it because I'm pretty sure I just counted the last 3 where we've just seen them just bypass the midfield and commit to attack the defense. And it was the last 2 times. It was Danilo and I don't know the other. I think it was Danilo and Gabriel who stopped the last 2 times. The last 2 times. What the hell is this? Jesus Christ, Haiti can't play football. These man, boy, yeah, these man can't play football still. I swear if Brazil don't have those attackers, there's no difference between both teams. That's a fact. That is a fact. That is a straight fact. If Brazil didn't have Vinny and Cunha today, we might as well have been watching Cape Verde versus flipping Haiti, bruv. I'm not even gonna lie. That's what we would be watching. Cape Verde versus Haiti. Alright, cool. Haiti's got the ball now. Let's see who wins the ball back for Haiti. Hendricks initiates the press. That was a terrible kick from the goalkeeper. What was the goalkeeper doing? We literally have an attack of Hendrick, Ryan, and Martinelli for Brazil. The days of Rivaldo, Ronaldo, and Ronaldinho will be rolling, will be scorning this. Martinelli, Hendrick, and Ryan as a front 3 for Brazil. That is stinky, bro. That is like Barcelona going from Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets to McTominay, Fred, and flipping Bruno, blood. This is just stinky, fam. Ugh. That is disgusting. That is disgusting, bro. Bro, that's disgusting, fam. Stormzy's got a bar where he says, "You're not bad, your area is." Like these men are just lucky that they're Brazilian, bro. Because if these men weren't Brazilian, bro, and they didn't have fancy names, these men might always be playing in the championship. Vinicius. They didn't take Vinicius off. So who came off? What? Who came off of Brazil? They didn't take Vinicius off. They took off Paqueta and Cunha. Oh, yeah, that's play. So I guess Martinelli's playing in the 10. That's play from Vinny. Oh, unlucky Martinelli. Unlucky Martinelli. That was play from Brazil still. That was play from Brazil. Play. Hydration break and that. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video and that. We will be live on Monday evening for the weekly wrap up. Then we'll be live for Wednesday. OnlyFacts Sports Extra, OnlyFacts Sports. OnlyFacts Sports out now. The podcast, OnlyFacts Football out now. The podcast, both podcasts is out right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We just got different content and videos coming out over the next few days. We will be live for I wanna actually see if I can go live for Paro versus Crocker, but I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try. Um I'm gonna try. It's like watching Canelo versus Skull. Nah, it's not. Nah, Canelo versus Skull is different because uh, um Brazil still at least have that additional quality to make a difference in it. Like Canelo was lacking that quality in that game still. In that fight, sorry, what am I talking about, Game? Boxing needs big names to be more active. That's been a problem for years, but it's just not gonna happen. The commercialization of fighters now is just different. When you got fighters earning 60, 70 million a fight, you can't really fight that often. You know what I'm saying? It's the familiarity that reduces the purse. When you fight less often, the spectacle of missing a fighter than seeing a fighter is why you pay the big purses. You know, you might not see a fighter fight for 8 9 months, and then everyone's clamoring to see him. You know, if you saw a fighter fight 3 months ago, to then go and see him fight again, you haven't actually had the time to miss him, and for fights to be built up, you know, like you need fights to build up. Um, Boxing needs. Yeah, you said that. I read that already. What am I doing, bro? I must be tired. Oh, 3 a.m. in the morning, bro. No, it hasn't. And apparently, Ryan's actually in talks to fight Virgil Ortiz, which is quite interesting because I don't know what weight class that fight takes place at. But yeah, this game is so dead. Yeah, apparently. Apparently. Bruv. I don't even know why I'm doing this to myself. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. Honestly, I don't know what's happening. Like, that might just be speculation. Um, they might just be trying to negotiate a bigger split for the Conor Ben fight because maybe if Oscar seems like he's got different options for Ryan, then he might get a higher split for Conor Ben potentially. I don't know. I don't know. Um, they just put a bucket load of money behind Conor Ben, so that bucket load of money has to come in some fight. So if it's not against Ryan, then I don't know who it is against. And I think Oscar knows that. One thing we know Oscar does is, I think that's the first time, I was going to say, I think that's the first time we've seen Brazil win the ball back in the midfield. And um, it was actually a foul. Ryan needs to fight Devin. Um, he does. He does. Not gonna lie to you, man. Still, as soon as this 15 minutes is up, I'm done. Still, I'm not gonna lie, because this game's kind of drained the life out of me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Dead. Um, if that is a foul, play on that 4-0. What a terrible shot! What a terrible shot! You didn't even have to rush that shot, neither, because that defender committed so early. That was a good tackle. Who won the ball back there? Gamara's won the ball. That's two times Brazil won the ball back in midfield. Well done. Maybe they turned a corner. Um, I mean, Devin Ryan's supposed to be in negotiations with Connor, so I don't think that fight's actually on the table. Um, I don't think that fight's actually on the table. So So to say they should stop talking to Shakur and start talking to Ryan, Ryan's already pretty much said that he's fighting Conor Ben. Now, yes, the fight's not signed and sealed, but they're not even negotiating for the Devin fight. So uh, um, that's just not gonna happen next. It's not gonna happen. Yep, that should be 4-0. He might be offside though. Hendrick scores, but he might be offside. Yeah, he's actually offside. Yeah, he's offside. That goalkeeper is shit, fam. Man's got his legs open like a gal, fam. What are you doing? The goalkeeper was definitely at fault for the first goal still. The second goal, he had no chance. And the third goal, he could have done slightly better, but I don't think he would have made a difference. He would have still conceded. What is that? I'm surprised Brazil decided to keep Vinny on this long. They don't need to. I think Ryan will want Devin than Connor. I don't think it works like that. And yeah, I don't think it works like that. A lot of the time, these fighters are just they take the fights that are offered to them. Um, I know at some stage Oscar was looking to entertain the Devin Haney fight, but it just comes down to who's putting the money up. And as it stands right now, the people who are putting the money up um, for Devin's fights look like Zuffa. And we know Zuffa want Conor Ben versus they want they want Conor Ben versus Ryan. So that Devin fight doesn't look like it's gonna be next. This is painful, blood. Oh my days. Edison coming on. This will be the first time. I think he's been in the been in the team since the World Cup started. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays. Vinicius is coming off. $10 minutes left of this game, and bro, I'm not even gonna lie, this game's been so dead. Like Brazil's won comprehensively, but the game's been so dead. Like so dead. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Yeah, man, just keep hitting the keep promoting and helping the man them still. That's a pass. That is a pass, and that's a touch from Martinelli as well. That's play from Martinelli. That's a pass from Edison. Is Edison playing out wide? Yeah, this is the first time they made it to a World Cup. They need to score at least one goal, but they don't need to score shit, fam. Their next game's against Morocco. I don't see them scoring against Morocco. So yeah, the man might as well just say that they've been to a World Cup, they enjoyed themselves, they had a little fun, but all in all, they just weren't good enough, blood. What the hell is that? Oh my days. Oh my days. What the hell are these men doing? These men just running past the ball, bro. Is Edison playing fullback? No, he's playing in centre midfield. But I thought it was quite wide there. This game stinks, fam. I swear down. This game stinks, fam. You man, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, we are currently watching Brazil ease past Haiti in probably one of the worst quality games I've seen at the World Cup. Yes, Brazil won, and yes, Brazil have scored goals, and they've actually scored high quality goals as well. But outside of the isolated moments where they've had just the better quality, it's just been a terrible game to watch. Like, there's just not been a lot of quality from either team. Look at that. Look at that, bro. You Casemiro had all the time. What the flip am I watching, bro? What is this? What is this, bro? Literally, both humans looking at each other, passing the ball back to each other. What is this, bro? This is disgusting. And as I said, I want Brazil to win the World Cup. So this ain't like no Brazil hate or anything. I want Brazil to win the World Cup. But do I think it's going to happen? No. Don't see it happening at all, mate. Yeah, the knockout stages will be decent. I think the World Cup on the whole will be decent. I think the World Cup on the whole has actually been pretty good. I think I've enjoyed quite a lot of games. I thought the England game was really good. I think the Germany game was very entertaining. I think France Senegal was very, very entertaining. I thought the Sweden game was entertaining. I thought one of the worst games I saw was Ivory Coast. Unlucky Haiti, they had another chance still. Again, no one winning the ball higher up the field. Um, what games have I watched? I've seen a few entertaining games in this World Cup still. Not even gonna lie to you. The lower teams have definitely given it a go. Oh my days. And the top world class players have shown up. So what can you ask? What more can you ask for? You want world class players to show up, they have. You want there to be competitive games, there have been competitive games. You want there to be high scoring games, there's been high scoring games. I think the only thing that we haven't seen is like we've seen some surprises, Cape Verde. We also saw Congo. we've seen some surprises, but more than anything, we've seen some really, really, really good goals and really entertaining football from world class players. Whether it's Mbappe, whether it's Kane or Haaland or Vinicius, we've seen world class players still. Brazil are not serious, irrespective of the fact they won today. I agree. The World Cup's been good. Yeah, man. I, wow. I've been um I've been entertained at a large amount in this World Cup. Large amounts. And it's just the beginning. We've only been like most teams have only played one game. And I've still been quite entertained. You think about some of the future games just based on like stylistically. You think about how England would play against a Spain or Portugal, or France will play against a Germany, or how Argentina will play against the um um a Brazil, or what I'm saying. You just think about how styles can play against each other, and it'll be so entertaining. Haiti in the last 5 minutes have actually shown really, really good spirit. Now that is definitely not a penalty. Now granted they don't offside. They don't have the additional quality in the final third, but they've tried. You can't say Haiti haven't tried. One thing you can't say Haiti have not tried. We're in the last minute of the game. Hopefully you don't do no stupid stoppage time neither. He's actually, yeah, he's offside. Haitian fans are still celebrating, and why not, bro? You made it to the World Cup, but you played Brazil, bro. You know what I'm saying? You lost 3-0, you lost comprehensively. There was at no stage did you look like winning the game or even drawing the game. But you gave a good account of yourself. Last 5 minutes of the game, as I was saying, you man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Um, if you haven't already, go and watch OnlyFacts Football. And if you haven't already, go and watch OnlyFacts Sports. Both podcasts is out and we'll be live on Monday. Martinelli. Oh my days! Edison dies in front of goal. Edison dies in front of goal. We would have had three goals from Man United players. What is that? That my man. That you look, bro. You man telling me we bought another Kleberson, fam, or we bought another Fred? Because fam, I can't afford that still. Have we bought another Kleberson or have we bought another Fred? Oh my days, what is going on here? That is a pass from Casemiro to Martinelli. Can Martinelli make this count? Oh my days, Martinelli dies. Endrick tries. Oh my gosh. So I'm saying, fam, without Vinicius in this attack, or Cunha or Rafinha, that attack's meaty, bro. Me neither. So I'm not even gonna comment on him. I like Premier League proven players, and last season we went and got Premier League proven players in Boimo and Cunha, and we saw the success of that. If you were to ask me who I wanted Elliot Anderson, but he's going Man City, and he would have cost too much money. He is like a polished Agati, if I'm um being real. Um, anything with Agati in it is just stinky, bro. Comparing him to Agati is mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like someone saying, "Oh yeah, I linked this girl the other day and she was a peng version of Precious." I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? What does that mean, bro? Do you know what I'm saying? Or a peng Katie Hopkins. Like, what? what does that mean, bro? Like that doesn't even make sense to me. That I'm trying to make I'm trying to make it make sense. Oh, unlucky, unlucky. Yeah, he's mid. I didn't expect him to be a difference maker, but apparently he's got legs in it. So I don't know, bro. I ain't watched him, so I won't even pretend like I have. I ain't watched him, so I don't know. You man, as soon as this game's done, I'm literally gonna like jump off still. So you man have like 2 minutes left in me because I'm going to sleep as soon as this game's done. Come on, Haiti, yeah, get one goal, bro. Come on, get one goal. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, OnlyFacts Sports out, OnlyFacts Football out. We're gonna be live for the Football Weekly wrap up on Monday. We're then gonna be live for um the next Brazil game. Hopefully it's more entertaining than this. Then we're gonna be live for I'm gonna try and be live for Paro versus Crocker. I wanna be live for Paro versus Crocker. I'm gonna try. Paying Katie Hopkins is crazy work still. But that's like saying a polished Agati. Like, what does that even mean? Don't even know what that looks like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even know what that looks like. Live for any England game. The thing is, yeah, with England games, everybody's live for it. So if Nick wants to be live for it, then cool. And I might be live for some England games, but I'll be honest with you, I like to be live for games that other people ain't live for. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not many people are live for Brazil games. Plus, I actually support Brazil. That's the team. That's the national team that I support. So even when it's World Cup like even when it's outside of World Cups and it's friendlies or Copa America, I support Brazil. That's the team I support. I don't support any other team. Yeah, that's the game still. The game's done. Brazil won comprehensively, and to be honest with you, Vinicius Junior really made a difference. He was by far the best player on the pitch for both teams. When he came off, I mean, both teams lack quality in the first place anyway. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Um, Vinny with what should have been 2 assists and a goal. I think it's only um 1 assist and 1 goal, but he should have had 2 assists still. Cunha missed the ball and then it hit the defender, then it hit him and it went in. But really and truly, it's been two. It was 2 assists and a goal. Vinny had a good game. Cunha had a good game. Um, Paqueta looked decent at times, but other than that, it was quite mid. But yeah, man, we'll be live again Monday, so you man tune in then. But big support for tuning in. This is the first live stream for the World Cup, but won't be the last. Love, peace.